Saint Benedict Press presents The Rule of Saint Benedict by Saint Benedict of Nursia, edited by J. Connor Gallagher. Introduction by Abbot Placid Solari, OSB. Read for you by Kevin O'Brien. Peace and mercy be to all who follow this rule. Galatians 6:16. Introduction. In the early part of the 6th century, Saint Benedict wrote his monastic rule. Since then it has served as a guide for countless monks and nuns seeking holiness in their daily life. A myriad of others have drawn precepts for the spiritual life from its pages. Saint Benedict's intention was not to sketch out a new and innovative approach to religious life. Rather, he took the monastic tradition he had himself received and distilled it into a way of life accessible to ordinary people, and made it flexible enough to be adapted to very different times and places. Saint Benedict's principal concern for one coming to the monastery is that he truly seek God. He describes the monastic community as a school for the Lord's service. Although he does not wish to establish a harsh or burdensome way of life, he knows that most of us benefit from a certain measure of discipline. He does not hesitate, therefore, to prescribe a little strictness in order to amend faults and safeguard love. It is love, in fact, which forms the guiding theme of Benedict's entire rule. To this end, he allows great prudence and instructs the abbot to allow the strong to have something to strive for and the weak nothing to run from. In order to foster growth in love throughout an entire life spent in the monastery, Saint Benedict sets up a structured and balanced lifestyle which has given rise to that motto characteristic of Benedictine life: work and pray. His prayer is drawn from the very wellspring of Christian life, namely the liturgy and the Bible. Thus, the monk is immersed in the liturgy of the hours and the daily meditative reading of the Scriptures. The rhythms of monastic life vary with the changing seasons and are centered liturgically around the great feast of Easter. The tenor of the life found in Saint Benedict's rule can be summed up in the three virtues of obedience, patience, and humility. Obedience is perhaps the central virtue. Each monk vows obedience to God by accepting the demands of monastic life and God's will as mediated to him.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?